truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. Hit like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do. Be cool, city lights shining so bright. Fine dining nights feels right. Flights to places far from sight. Get right, ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Underneath the neon glow, life is fast but take it slow. Every moment like a show. Let's go. Dancing through the night, we got energy flows we can't hide. Feel alive, we outside. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it good bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Stay cool.
Hey, nobody bigger than the program.
What's up, YouTube? So another, tantalizing topic, I just believe men believe too much in things that are not necessarily necessary. I mean, just because you have a baby with a woman doesn't mean y'all going to live happily ever after. Reality is the kids are born for the purpose of their own. And two people having a kid may not want to, continue on in a union. And this is just the reality that we have to understand that baby mamas have been around since the beginning of time. And they will continue and they're going to grow. So, it will be co-parenting, and this will be the future going forward. And it's most babies are born out of wedlock anyway, number one. So I don't know why it's just this. I don't know why men are so delusional about this, but the men truly believe in this process for the betterment of the kids. I don't necessarily agree, but men, they think this way. So we're going to listen to the men on how they feel about being stepfather versus the real father.
My brothers, fathers love me and sacrifice. I would trade that for my biological father and mother to be in the house all day long. I could get a bone. Listen, A is my bonus mentor, right? He's a bonus big brother. My best friend's father is a bonus mentor, a bonus father figure. I don't need a bonus father or bonus mentor in my own household. In my own household, I can have that for my father and have his friends and have my friends' fathers, the whole 9 yards. So my only point is, it's still a part in you that you wish that both your parents would grow up together. And you speaking from a position of you watching someone else, but you're not in that position.
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
I'm listening.
Okay, so since you considered like yourself to have been surrounded with someone who is like a bonus parent, let's hypothetically speaking, I don't know you personally, but let's say, okay, your father, he wasn't going to be the best depiction of like a father, whatever you would think of a good father for you, he wasn't going to be that. And yeah, the visual image of my mom and my dad are together, it looks pretty. But would you really like trade like your biological father, all the like habitual things that could be messy and toxic and stuff, over like this bonus person who's literally giving you pieces of themselves, like working to take care of you? But they're not your blood.
Listen, every day I would trade that. Dude, you don't understand how it feels.
I'm just interested. I just want to ask because I would have never known.
I'm in the real, just 2 seconds. The yearn for it. I don't care if my father sold drugs. I want him. No matter how much I can still get that bonus father figure. He don't need to be in my house. I'm gonna still get that. I got it. I've been compensated. You're saying when broken homes break up.
No, I'm meaning within the household. Yeah. Like, would you rather
I'll take my father. Listen,
with, like,
let me tell you something.
A father that wasn't really
There's
present,
no man
present that's your blood.
There's no.
All right, so
or someone who's providing for you that isn't biological at all.
Day long.
So
I will replace it all day
speaking
long.
on what y'all speaking on, right? So I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? I do agree, however, you should not normalize having a broken home, but if it's what's actually best, I'm always for what's best. Now, for me, right? So my mom ended up dating another man for about, 10 years, basically all of my childhood. That man taught me how to be a real man. If I would follow in my father's footsteps, I'd probably be a simp. And I feel personally standing here, like he's more, my non-biological father is more my father than my real father is. I've learned things from him that I know for a fact I could never learn from my biological father.
And this is where the nuclear family is in my opinion, just a figment of the imagination. It is just something that, I think a kid needs two parents to succeed? No. Do I think a kid has a better chance to succeed if he has two parents? No. I believe you're dealt the hand that you're dealt. You take the hand that you're dealt. There's no other option. But there are plenty of success stories with single mothers. Plenty of success stories of co-parenting. So I don't think that a two-parent household is absolute. For most people, it's ideal. But for me, here's the thing, right? If you try to force two people who don't like each other to stay together for the kids, you're going to have, number one, an unstable environment, an unhealthy environment. You're going to have, this is going to be pins and needles, picking sides. So to try to fake it till you make it, to me, is not optimal. And I just truly believe that most men and women don't get along. They just don't. But, women aren't, they're not going to stay. But the men, they just want to try to work it out. They want to try to work it out for whatever reason. And I just don't know if that's the most best way to do things, because you're just trying to fit a circle into a square. Trying to fit a circle into a square doesn't get you anywhere. But the only listen, and but to the women's side, right? You know, they're called. I just don't like the way the women handle. So I can kind of see on the men's side, because women, they don't handle co-parenting well, right? They let another man, a kid call another man dad. They talk shit on the dad. It's just, women are diabolical. Women are diabolical. So it's like, man, it's better to, I think, just get it out the way. You know, make a deal. Keep it real.
Woman for cheating.
You know. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? You can't force a circle into a square. It just seemed like when you try to fake it or do it for the kids, it just becomes a hostile environment. It becomes an unhealthy environment for the kids to stay in. So maybe it's best that they separate. What's up, King's Picks? Oh, wow. They got you turned up like that, huh, King's Picks? Now, women, they evil. They evil. I give it to you. Man, that's why I am you know me, I'm anti-relationship, I'm anti-marriage. I just don't see it. I just don't see united with something that evil. I agree with you, King's Picks, but women they're so nasty with it. You know what I mean? I look into women's eyes and I talk to them, right? And I see how cold and calculated that they are. And the thing about men, they really believe, they're really delusional that these women are really good people. When I just definitely don't agree with that. How can you be pro-abortion and be good people? How, 99.9% of all women are pro-abortion. But men out here saying, hey, yeah, facts. They understand. Facts. They understand exactly. They say women mature faster than men. No, that doesn't happen. I just think women, to your point, King's Picks, the game of I need to take from these men as much as I can, they learn it quick, right? While we're still just enjoying all of the high school, elementary, junior high, we're just enjoying it, chasing girls, playing sports. The women are already, looking to elevate, right? So they're in the game, they're up on game, they're looking like, okay, I need to get my value now. And it makes sense because they value women, when they get older, they lose value, right? So they lose their value way quicker than men. Men, as we get older, we gain value. But the women to be up on game, and it's a vicious one. It's a vicious one. I seen some of my friends in high school, King's Picks, and none of these niggas is married. Hardly none of them. Nobody get married, or they're divorced. So it's it's pretty devastating out there.
They're unhappy because women in relationship for happiness, men not. Men in relationship could diss mine. She ain't understand what I was saying. This mine. She ain't get it. Like, this my person. So whatever come with this. It's just like a friend, a real true friend. Like, bro, whatever you wrong, you right. You right, you wrong. We're gonna fix it. My mama, I can't unlove my mama. I can't unlove my dad. I don't give a fuck what they did. I can't do that. So when you got that type of love from a female, it's the same thing.
That's
You
right.
don't understand. That's why I said people not giving it a chance. Like, how the fuck can I trust you if I ain't never took you through that? You think you finna be my ride or die bitch, and I don't know you'll stay down?
And you ain't,
If I hurt your
rolled
feelings,
through
bitch,
that.
fuck you.
You
I ain't
ain't
took
rolled
you
through
through that. I ain't been broke. I ain't been to jail. I ain't been nothing. I would never go get with another woman ever. It's over with.
So you gonna be by yourself?
Yes.
But that's what love is.
Right
When
now.
you find your person,
That's why
you find your person, it's hard to. It's real easy to look over the little small shit that would have turned you off somebody else.
I have bitches. For sure. Like, I like her, but
Yeah,
I can't.
like have
How you
fun
can
and
do
shit.
that? Because I wouldn't be doing that but lying. Why do men?
And this is the way the men feel out here, right? They're their person. If that's their person, they down. You know what I mean? That's the way men carry it. And we're down with even the erratical, emotional, unstableness that women come from. We're like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna have to figure this shit out. But the women, they're not staying to figure shit out. They out. You know, because women put their happiness at the forefront, right? A woman is going to make the best thing to benefit her, short term, long term, any term. And she don't care about destroying the family. She don't care about none of that. Because women play the game to win at all costs. And they don't mind who they crush along the way. Right? And men, we try to make it work. We try to fix it. We try to fix them, but they don't want to be fixed. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't save them. But this is the greatest weakness of men. This is always been the weakness of men. Because men, when they see somebody that's weaker than them or who they think is lesser than them in strength, physical strength, they automatically want to protect. So men will always be vulnerable to women. Men will always feel they need women. Yes, King Pix. But and you're right, King Pix, and that's a natural order of things. Men will always fall behind because men focus on women, but women focus on themselves. Well, we don't necessarily always focus on women. Men, we focus on ourselves too. But when we get to a certain level of our accomplishments, King Pix, like when we get to a place to where we're getting efficient, where we have figured it out, where how to get income, how to produce, and we figure out everything, then we want a woman, right? So with women, it's opposite, right? They like the men in the beginning, but the more they become independent, the more they make money and they seem like they don't need a man. So we're kind of going opposite of each other. Right? Men, because we both attracted to each other, but the problem is that the women, I think they pick money over men. I think women are saying to the men that we really don't like y'all like that, but we got to get the money up here. Y'all get more money than we do, so we got to take the money from you to make ourselves rich. And this feels good. And this is why our baby mama let a stepdaddy, the kids call stepdaddy dad. Because her feelings and her emotions no longer tied to the real dad. And once a woman is emotionally unattached from you, you're dead. It's like you died. like you're dead. Dead man walking. Facts. Hey, it's crazy that you said, King Pix, it's crazy that you said that, right? Because, you know, when I first came on, I was just anti-marriage. Kind of, okay, you can still have a relationship. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm anti-relationship now. I'm thinking it ain't even worth it. Because a relationship is supposed to be a prerequisite to marriage. But what's the point, right? When the relationships are like dying, they don't last. The women, they get rosters now. They got they're disrespectful. They have no etiquette. They're unappreciative. They're competing with us. They're competing for power, supremacy. They're always doing something to better themselves instead of better us. Women will dress up sexy for social media, go to clubs, but be the worst version of themselves for you. You ain't lying. Because women worship themselves. That's why, kings. Women worship themselves. They don't worship men. See what I'm saying? So if she's seeking worship for the man and she worships herself, a man is we're only a fixture to her. And is there a means to an end? Yes. Money, resources, and sex, right? Sex, money, and power. That's what the man is there for the woman to achieve. She wants him to sex her good, give her all his money, and she control everything. Huh? The black community, a matriarchy? I don't know how explain that to me. What does that mean that you mean it's a matriarchy, King Pix? But how is it a matriarchy? Explain. Help me. What do you mean by the community is a matriarchy? The black community is a matriarchy because the majority single mothers. Yeah, but they're co-parenting. Still co-parenting. But there are a lot of black single mothers. But does that make it a matriarchy though? Because matriarchy means the community will be ran by women. Is that what you're saying? I don't think so. I have to disagree with that. I don't think the black community is ran by women. Even the young 12-year-old men, boys, these dudes, they run the show. They run the show. You think out here toting pistols? You think these YNs, you think these women are saying something to these YNs at 12 years old, 13 years old out here selling dope, tote pistols? See, gangbanging starts from like age 11, 12, as early as 8 years old. So, and a single mom can't have no influence over that, right? She's pretty much in deficit. So I don't know if they're necessarily matriarchy. I would say there's just a lot of women-led households, but I think if she has a boy, the boy runs the house at the age of 12 to 13 years old. He's doing what he want to do. He's doing what he want to do. I think that's why the men are nuclear family, because they say that it gives it, particularly the kids, a better chance to make it. I don't agree with that, but matriarchy is a little extreme, don't you think? Because I don't know, boys run the show. The boys run the hood. The boys in the hood is always hard. Come talking that shit, they pull your card. And then these niggas be 12 years old with single moms, and mom can't do shit. So I don't know. I don't know if the women are necessarily running it. I would say they have a louder voice in the household because there is no man present. But the women are doing what they want to do too. The women are slutting themselves out at 12, 13 years old on Figueroa. The fuck? So I don't know if the women, I think, how I want to say this? Matriarchy. So you're saying that the black, so matriarchy means the women are running the community? Nah, the women ain't running the community. Now, especially the black community, because the black community is run by gangs. Gang. Gang. The homies run the community. I mean, ain't no women out here controlling blocks, nigga. Yeah, ain't no women out here regulating shit like that. Women do their damage. The damage that women are doing, and I'm not saying it's good, the damage that women are doing is they won't submit to men. It's an outside of poverty. Gangs don't control anything, at least black gangs. Well, you got gangs in the suburbs too. Try to run as a Democrat, as a black guy dating a white woman. You aren't getting elected. Maybe you might be right there, but the women, because I'm just trying to say with the black community, the majority of black communities is poverty. Majority, right? So the gangs are running the community. Now, when you get to the middle class, it's mostly whites, Asians. It's mixed. There is no black community majority that's middle class. Okay, you might be right. You might be right about that. But if you are black, if you're a black person or seen as a black like Kamala and date a white man, no one cares. Okay, you might be right about that. You're right about that. You're right about that. Try to run as a Democrat, as a black guy dating a white woman, you aren't getting elected. Might be right about that too. I ain't gonna argue that one. You got those points. Yeah, I've never seen it happen, But Kamala didn't get elected either, though. So I don't know. I'm a little thinking that,
homie, some very.
But if you are a black person or seen as black like Kamala and date a white man, no one cares. Yeah. But I mean, they care. They care. They might not say as much, but they're always going to care. You know what I mean? The white race they still want white on white race. I think Asian men, I don't know. But as far as the matriarchy, women running the black community,
What up, Pop?
Boom.
I don't think so.
Mark.
Yeah, I don't know about. Yeah, I don't think they're. Yeah, I don't think the women run the hood. Just they in there. They might be. They might. They might be single mothers and shit. But they out the way.
You know what, niggas? You act like a little bitch right now. You act real paranoid and shit. Now these motherfuckers smoked your goddamn cousin in front of you, nigga. Blew his head off in front of your face. You ain't gonna do shit. You acting like a little bitch right now, nigga. Man, fuck that. I ain't letting that shit ride. We gonna go ahead and smoke all these motherfuckers. I don't care who the fuck out there. God damn it. Is you down, nigga?
Man, both of y'all shut the fuck up. Both of y'all acting like some motherfucking bitches. Scared to kill these ass niggas cap. Give my motherfucking joint, nigga. Fuck you, nigga.
This argument is abruptly overshadowed by a second, more immediate clash. The group's focus shifts from planning a violent raid to harassing the dynamic ingrained entitlement and disrespect.
Yeah,
particularly
I don't think the black women run the neighborhood. I ain't seeing that.
D fires back with defiant resistance, insulting them as ugly as motherfuckers and telling them to get a job. Actual insults. Stupid
y'all
bitch.
niggas hurry up. Go in there, book them niggas and get the fuck out. Don't be playing. Dog Kane, you hear what I'm saying? Kill them niggas and get the fuck back so we can stab out. I'm gonna be chilling right here.
Hey, nigga, I wanna know if you.
If you get rid of welfare, if we got rid of welfare and had fathers back in home, you'd see more structure and less gangs. You think so? I don't know if you get rid of welfare, niggas gonna be, man, crime gonna go up, nigga. Them food stamps be like, they take away the looting. Shit out of grocery stores get looted. Let me see. And the reason why we have so many pookies and gangs is because of matriarchy and black women running households. I mean, I can't say that. Running doesn't mean violence. Uncle Sam runs the country, and he doesn't have to use force all the time. The whole reason black moms kick the father out the home is because they can get welfare. Okay, but yeah, okay. But this is the thing. This is the thing, right? This is what you have to understand. The male baby's been born, black male babies. And a black male baby takes over the house at 12 to 13 years old. 14 years old, the male baby is the dominant force to be reckoned with. He can overpower his mom at 15. At 12 to 13, he can overpower his mom. See what I'm saying? So the homies is running, the boys in the hood is hard, right? So I don't think the women, you can't, even if you have the father there, right? So you said if the father was in the household, I don't know, but you got white gangs though. You got Asian gangs. And their fathers are in the house. Their fathers in the house. You still got a lot of Asian. I mean, it's always a minority. Gangs are always minority. But still, right? Their fathers, they're two-parent household, and you got gangs in every race. You got the Italians, the mafia, right? And they are very big on family. Just because you have two parents don't mean crime and violence will stop, right? Anymore. It would be the same. Because number one is when the kids go to school, and they hang with certain men and they click up with people, and it's nothing you can do. You try to tell them, hey, stop it or whatever. What you gonna do? Kick him out the house? If he going out the house, hang out with his friends, there's nothing you can do. So I don't know. I don't know if a two-parent household guarantee anything, because niggas is ruthless. Niggas is ruthless, man. And especially nowadays because kids can get their hands on guns. Right? So I don't know. It's very difficult to say, well, if you have a single mother versus two parents, that you're going to stop crime. Because most people, let's take the Italian family, right? Let's take the Italian family, King's Picks. Mafioso. There was big family. They weren't single parents, but they couldn't stop them Italian boys from clicking up with each other and doing crime. There's no way you can't. The mother or the father can't stop a child from living the life they want to live. You cannot control your children if your children wants to do something outside of you, different than you, right? The Italians weren't. When they came over here, they were making pizza, working hard. But their sons wanted to, extort, gamble and run gambling shacks. They didn't want to work that hard. They want to run illegal operations. That's true. I'm just saying, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's always a minority in every race of crime. But what I'm saying is, King's Picks, you're right. What I'm saying is, if you look at the Italian mafia as an example, right? Two-parent household at the forefront did not stop John Gotti and Sammy the Bull for hanging out with each other when they went to college, from high school to college. They got them some guns. They went and hustled up, made some money. We got them some guns, and they start running shit. They start doing shit. So the parents can't stop and can't control if a kid goes out and picks friends who are like-minded and want to make money and get it the wrong way or whatever. It's nothing you can do. It's nothing the parents can do. So that's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is parents cannot control their kids. If your kid run in and get some bad friends and he start hanging out with them and they start kicking it, eventually they're going to graduate from school, right? They're going to hang out with each other after, and they're going to get some guns, and they're going to do crime. Having a father in the home changes the trajectory of a child's life. I don't know. King's Picks, because I can't say that. Right? Once again, the kids picking their own friends. The parents can't go to school and be with their kids. Right? They have to hope that whatever they taught their kids and instructed their kids to do, that the kids listen. But it's at the kids' discretion to follow those rules. So once again, if the Mexican mafia, then you got the white boys, they got two-parent households. You got the Asian boys, right? The Cambodians, the Vietnamese, two-parent structures, right? They are violent. I don't get it. The minority. It's always a minority. It's a minority of blacks that are like that too. Right? It's a minority of blacks. So I don't know if a two-parent household guaranteed. I'm not going to blame single mothers. I'm not blaming single moms for the actions of their kids. And I'm not blaming the father and the mother for the actions of their kid. The kid has to be held accountable for their own actions. At the age 12, even the United States of America will hold your kid accountable for any criminal acts that your kid's done and will do. So even the law recognizes that kids can be convicted in a court of law. So I just don't. I'm not going to blame. If a kid goes out and do wrong, I'm not going to say, hey, well, you need to arrest the parents. Well, it's the parents No, the parents teach their kids, hey, do this, do this. This is the way you succeed. Father household do better than mother's households? That's a stretch. That's a stretch. That's a stretch. That's a stretch because then you have to explain the 304 epidemic, right? The men are teaching the girls, and then the girls are doing the fuck they want to do, right? They're coming out being 304s. They're coming out. They want money, power, and sex. The dad. So you said it's all these girls had their dads. Yeah, they had their pops, even though they was co-parent, two different households, but they still have their dads. That ain't gonna stop a woman from being emotional. That ain't gonna stop her from wanting to have sex with men. That's not gonna stop her from wanting money from men. No father or mother can stop a girl who wants money from a man or who wants to be a 304. Nobody can control that. So the coin is flipped on both sides, King's Picks, right? That even if you have two-parent households, you're still going to have gangs because we saw that with the Italian Mafia, right? And this was way back in the day. Italian Mafia was way back in the day, 60s, 70s, right? Then two-parent households, right? You see good parent rearing households that girls are becoming 304s. Girls are still out here taking niggas' money, breaking niggas' hearts left and right. Got rosters, and it had nothing to do with their parents. King's Pick is what they want to do. They want their freedom. They feel free. They want to be strippers. They want to be on Figueroa. These women doing this on their own recognizance. The point is that when you compare single-parent households versus two-parent, the difference is way more noticeable. Well, I mean, everything's still the same, King's Picks. Everything's still the same because the majority of Americans, the numbers have never changed. Majority of Americans will become average and live average lives. And a minority will be degenerates, right? And the other minority will be rich. That's just the numbers have been like that forever. Even now, it's the same way till today. So I don't know how you're going to quantify that, it would look different. Because even in the Wild Wild West days, when divorce wasn't, and the two-parent families was there was still war. People were still getting killed. It's worse now, I agree with you, but people were still doing shit. You're never going to take away evil from this world. Not by two parents households does not determine how evil a child going to be. Poverty and wealth has nothing to do with raising kids. A kid is evil. Some of these niggas is evil. Some of these women are evil. Period. We can't erase responsibility for one's actions, King's Pick, by saying, if you have better parenting, so then you're blaming it on the parents. Every kid knows the difference between right and wrong. Well, there is wealthy communities. There are wealthy single moms. Not that many, but maybe white moms. But money does not make the house a healthy place to grow up. Money does not determine if you're going to have good family or bad family. Money does not determine whether you're going to have a good community or bad community. What determines a good community is the respect level. It does an average poor community have, why does the average poor community have more crime? Because the poor community, crime is just a little bit more, because it's more of a survival mode, and it's also a lot more, how I want to say this. I don't think the poor community has more crime. I just think the crime choice is a lot more louder. So it's, you got a lot of crime in every facet of every community, but just like, white collar crime versus, blue collar crime versus violent crime, right? You got different levels of crime. But in a poor community, you're going to get a lot more violence because people have, there's just more gangs. You have more gangs. But I don't know. The Italians were very rich and they were very violent. The Russians are wealthy and they're very violent. I don't know. America's a wealthy country and they're violent. They went to Iraq, Afghanistan, then Venezuela. So I don't know. I don't think money, they just can't be charged. Who's going to charge the government, right? Right? They killed people going in there to get the Venezuelan president. You think they went in there and just tapped everybody on the shoulder and said, get down? No, there was bombs and gunfire, nigga. You gangster some shit, somebody got to die. See, and that's what's wrong with America. That's what's wrong with people in countries. All countries are derivative of violence. Russia's bombing Ukraine and trying to take that shit. Violence is the way of life, King's Picks. So what do you mean? Why they have, of course, a poor people going to have more theft, right? Petty theft. You know what I mean? Like little dumb crimes. Robbing liquor stores, maybe, but the fights and shit. But in the bigger communities, the prestigious communities, it's going to be a lot more white collar crimes, right? They're going to be taking motherfuckers' retirement, scamming motherfuckers out their shit. Because all that, you don't think the white boys committing crime every day? And Russians, the white people, do more scamming than anybody. They're taking people's whole life savings, all their money. You don't remember Barney Madoff? Is that his name, Barney Madoff? The Ponzi scheme? Yeah, no, that's not true, King's Picks. You're wrong. I can't agree with you. It's just that the crime that the white people do is more white collar. So you don't look at it the same, right? You don't look at the same. It just, you're gonna see play be way more. I don't know, man. So here's a question I have for King's Picks. King's Picks. I'm gonna ask you a direct question. Are you ready? Let me read this. I'm gonna read this first, and I'm gonna ask you. You think if you go to the richest neighborhood in America versus the poorest, you'll be a lot more safer in the wealthier one? Well, it depends. Well, you better, if you go to a wealthy community, you better watch your bank accounts, nigga. So, and you go to the black community, you better, niggas will rob you there too. They just rob you with a gun. The white people rob you with the paperwork. That's the difference, right? So, yeah. So here's a question I have for you, King Picks. Here's a question I have for you. King Picks, I want you to pay attention to me. Are you ready? I'm going to ask you this this is the conversation you're going to have. Who is more dangerous? Who is more dangerous? The police, the federal government, or gang members? Who's more dangerous? Who's more dangerous, King's Picks? And if you answer that question, if you answer me in that capable, if you answer in good faith, this conversation, you would then see what I'm talking about. Who's more dangerous, the cops, the paramilitary, the federal government, or the Crips and the Bloods, and the GD and the Vice Lords? Who's more dangerous? Oh, look at, oh, come on, King's Picks. Come on, King's Picks. That is, that's a safe answer. You want to jump out there. The police, nigga. The police is more dangerous by a long shot. I'd rather deal with gangs. I'd rather deal with gang members than officers. Who? No way. Ain't no way. The police, they dangerous. They're more dangerous to me. It's as a successful black man, I have to worry about my own taken from me and the cops coming for me. Yeah, but what I'm saying is the cops, see, at least with your own kind, King's Picks, all you got to do is move away, right? Just move far away. But the cops, right? The federal government, you can't move away from them. Right? They're everywhere. And all it takes is a cop. All it takes is a cop having to want to do some shady shit, plant dope on you or take you in and fuck your day up, or, you know, cops are fucking diabolical. The court system is even worse. Listen, I'd rather live in a hardcore gang member. See, I done been dealing with gangs all my life, right? I've dealt with gang members all my life, right? And with gang members, it's a sport, man. It's like football, right? The regular people, the citizens, or what you call civilians, they don't have too much problem with gangs, right? Gangs don't typically mess with the civilian blacks or the civilians around them, right? The gangs go against each other. It's like a sport. It's like football, right? This team versus that team. And then they you know, listen, I grew up in South Central, nigga. Pasadena, California. The gangs, they ain't got no time to focus on me. They don't they don't mess with them on a majority level. They don't mess with civilians on a majority. The gangs don't do it. Now, do you get some individual gang members that might try to pick a fight with a non-gang member here and there? Yeah, you get that every now and then. But you never really ever in the hood see a whole set pull up on regular civilians talking about what you trying to do. That doesn't happen. And the men, what are you talking about? They don't mess with, right? They don't mess with civilian black men, right? Right? Yeah. Because gangs, they be beefing with each other. They got enemies all over. So the Crips, so the Bloods, right? So I grew up in a blood hood, right? The Bloods they're beefing with 1 million Crips, right? They're beefing with 1 million Crips. They ain't got no time to be beefing with me. They're and most gang members are in and out of jail because they're fighting wars within the war, and another war. So they don't really mess with civilians. I'm not saying that there's no certain cases. There are some cases, right? But on a greater scale, the civilian blacks have no problem getting up, going to school, bam. Now, if you get money, you start getting nice things, you got to get up out of there. You got to get up out the hood. Yeah. Time to go, buddy. Time to go. So I still think the police are worse. The police to me are the worst. I'd rather deal with the gangs because I know exactly what I need to do. The police, they're so they got so much, they got more. To me, the police have more. They can bend the law, they can twist the law and try to make it look like something that ain't there, right? Like they don't play fair. I mean, they're both dangerous though, but I just think cops are more dangerous. So honestly, I don't, cops pretend like every time cops come around and somebody's going to jail, even if ain't nothing there, they make something shit up. They lie on you, they plant evidence on you. The police, they are in the hood. We call the police one time. To black men, black gangs are nicer to whites, Latinas, and Asians than they are to black men. Well, of course, women, whites, they don't really fuck with whites though. They don't really fuck with whites like that. Black people don't really fuck with whites like that. Like, let's say if you go to the basketball game, football game, you don't see a gang of black people with white people either. Like, you know what I mean? You might got one or two blacks over there, but the most of blacks, they blacks on one side and whites on the other side. Latino dudes, we beef. Yeah, of course you want to have, their women are beautiful, but the Latino dudes, we don't, we beef with them. We're at war with them. Not a outright war, but it's kind of a war. So let me see. And you said Asians? Well, the Latinos hate the Asians, so the Asians click up with us for protection. So that's why we're, and then once again, black people beef. I'm going to say this, King Picks. Most wars are in-house. Most wars are in-house wars. So, of course, even amongst white people, you can see the Republicans and the Democrats, right? They hate each other. Liberals, the conservatives, then they're gang banging. Didn't somebody try to take Donald Trump out? Twice. Dude just got life sentence. Dude who tried to assassinate Donald Trump got life sentence. He just got life. He was a white boy. Yeah. Then who's that? Who's that here? Charlie Kirk. What's his name? Who took him out? Who could take him out? King Picks. That was a white boy. Killed him. The white boys in the hood is always hard. Come talk to the trash, they'll pull your car. So I don't know. I'm not going to say that it's in-house fighting is all. Most people are going to die at the hands of their own people. More white men are going to kill other white men than they are white women or Latina women or even black guys, right? Most white men are going to take each other out. Most black men are going to take each other out. Most Latino men are going to take each other out. Most Asians are taking each other out. Every race, most men, 98% of all men are going to die at the hand of their own race. So for you saying that black gangs are mean to black men, that's every race. White men taking out white men. Asian beef hard amongst each other. They take each other out. Let me repeat this again to you, King's Picks. The average, every race of men, 98% of all men will die at the hand of their own race when it comes to violence. A minority of men will get killed by other races, but it's rare. It's rare that black men kill Latina or white. Same with vice versa, right? Only time you've seen a large tick in white is during slavery, right? Because then a lot of whites were taking out blacks. Then the Black Panthers came out and took a lot of whites. But since the last 60-some, 50-some years, it's white people taking out white people, black people taking out black people, Asian people taking out Asian people, Indian people taking out Indian. What are we talking about here? So that's the reality of life. A man's enemy is that of his own household, and your worst enemy could be your woman. So when we talk about building community, it's stupid because most races kill each other more than anybody. There's more white on white crime than there's more black on black crime. There's more Asian on Asian crime. And we can keep going down the line. So building a community is stupid because most communities of the same race don't get along. We take each other out. Right? You got to agree with me on King's Picks. You got to say I'm right. You got to say I'm right about this. All the presidents who were assassinated by a white man. All Martin Luther King was taken out by the black people. That's just the name of the game. Why, but black people do it at higher rates? No, white people do it at a higher rate. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I don't know. It might be Malcolm X. You're right. Might be Malcolm X. I might be wrong. I think Martin Luther King, he died with black people too, right? The black people took him out too? Oh, no. It might have been him. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But let's just say I was wrong about that. Majority of all races die at the hand of their own race. White people kill each other more than black people because they're the majority. White people do it at a high rate. King's Picks. Wrong about that again. Because there are more white people. And they take each other out more at a higher rate than black people. Here's the white guy. Okay, that's cool. I could see that. King's Picks. So the white guy, okay, I could see that. But I could see that. White people, but I would say white people kill each other at a higher rate because they're the majority. And they hate each other even more. Black people are the minority. Now, the media, right? The media makes black people look bigger than what we really are. Honestly, we do. It just, so I can understand why you come up with that, Kings, because the media, like when black people do something, it's fucking all over the fuck. It's just because it's so devastating. It's so gangster, right? So it's like, it's so, with black people take a motherfucker out and make a rap about it. But white people, they're under the radar, but they kill each other more, a lot more. Asian people kill that. Ooh, Asian people kill themselves at a high rate too. I ain't gonna say more than blacks though, but the rate's pretty up there. I'll say I'm trying to rank this. See who I say the white people take each other out more than white people. Then number two, I have to say the be blacks. I'm gonna have to give it to the blacks. Then 3, the Latinos. Then 4, the Asians, and then everybody else filters in there somewhere. So, but the whites, man, the whites they be on each other. I don't think you realize how much white people hate each other. You know how many white people hate Trump? Man. Black women. No, it ain't really. No, it's a lot of the Democratic Party, really. They're the ones that hate Trump. But I don't know. It's a crazy world out here. It's a crazy world out here. They do, but they have minorities fight their wars and do their dirty work for them. Well, we got the white boys. Then you got the skinheads. What'd you say? I'll sell crack for I'll serve this country. Well, I mean, you got white boy gangs too. King's Peak. You got the skinheads. You got the Aryan Nation. You got the white pride. Then you got like a whole bunch of white boys taking each other out. Oh yeah, you got some nasty white, especially down south. King's Picks. Sheesh. You ain't heard of the Aryan Brotherhood? You ain't heard of that? The Ku Klux Klan? See, I'm just saying, the Crips and Bloods get a lot of attention because, and the GDs, Vice Lords, because number one, hip hop, the media, hip hop is very loud, right? Black people do it on a bigger stage. Like they're like King Von, Lil Durk, they do it on a bigger stage. Everybody can see their murders. Everybody's seeing their ratchetness, and people buy it. People buy that shit. Yeah. So, black people, because they're the voice of hip hop, have a loud voice. Loud voice. We're the loudest when it comes to ratchetness. So it looks like, it appears that we do more shit. But really, white people, man, if you watch 60 Minutes, nigga, watch 60 Minutes, watch all those, white people baby kids over money, right? Wives be poisoning their husbands. Husbands taking their wives to out the country, kill them for insurance, put insurance policies out on them, and kill them. A lot of white people. Look at what's her name, Bernie Madoff. No. What was the guy, King's Pig, that just went to prison that killed his son? Who was that white man? The family, the big white. What was his name? Just happened like a few years ago. I think his son did something, ruined the family name, and he took his son out and some more shit. I forgot it. It's a family shit. White people, they be putting insurance policies. White boys be going and putting insurance policies on their wives, and then go and take their ass out. And the wives be poisoned. A lot of white wives poison their husbands. See, white people slick about that shit. King's Picks. They be doing some diabolical shit. Yeah, black people, we loud. I admit it. We loud. We be shooting each other up and shit. But white women be poisoning their husbands, putting insurance policies on them, taking their money, poisoning them. One white girl was poisoning her husband. It took him like slowly. She slowly did it, and his food was putting shit in his food because she wanted to die. He wanted him to die so he could take his shit. White women are diabolic. Woof. Woo. So, violence is everywhere. Evil is everywhere. It just looks different. Black people just allow this, but we're not the most diabolical, I don't think. I think white people are more diabolical. And the Italian people and the Armenians. Armenians are diabolical too. Asians, Asian kind of were like black people. They kind of were like we do. But they're just not, they're just not as polarizing as black people. Black guys are polarizing. So people, they're enamored with our style, our charisma. So I'm in the stream. Thank y'all for coming. Hit the like button on your way out the door. Subscribe if you're new. Until next time, Ruthless Truth is out. Yeah.